Hey sixth graders, welcome to your first sixth grade math video. This video is on place value. So at the top of the next page in your notebook, or if you're using a piece of paper, make sure you write down place value at the top so that you know what your notes are on when you go back to find them to use. You don't need to write these learning targets down, but the learning targets of this video are being able to identify the place of any given digit, being able to identify a digit given the place value, and being able to identify the value given a digit. So if you were given the green place value chart in class today, then and you haven't glued it into your notebook, tape it or glue it into your notebook. I very well could have missed a class today and forgot to give it to you. So if you did not get it, or if you were gone, just leave about a fourth of the page, and you can get it tomorrow in class and put it into your notebook. You don't need to copy this down, but you can if you would like. It will be useful to have as we move forward with our more decimal work and rounding and all that. So let's just look at this chart really quick. We have our decimal place value chart, and we can see that it's broken into the whole part and the decimal part with our decimal. When we read a word, when we get to the decimal, we use the word and. So we say our whole part, just kind of like how we're used to doing it, or how we're used to saying it since you've learned all the places. And then we say, so let's say we have 3,421 and 12 hundredths. And I say hundredths because the 2 ends in the hundredths. When I look at the place value or the places of digits, I start at the decimal. So if we start here and we go to the left, going backwards, then we know at the end of a number to the left of the decimal would be ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. And if we go to the right of the decimal, it starts as tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. Notice that the words after the decimal end in TH or THS. So that's how you know that it's going to be after the decimal. And if there is no THS, then you know that it's going to be before the decimal. Or in other words, the THS means that that's part of another whole number. Why do you think it's important to understand the different values of digits in a number? Well, let's say we have the number 392 and 5/10. Well, if we don't understand that this is hundredths and maybe we're measuring something and I think it's tens and I say, we need 39 inches of ribbon, but really we would need 392 inches of ribbon, so we would be very, very, very short. We can think about money as well, and let's say we have $42.93. And if we didn't realize that this is the tens place and we look in our bank account and we're like, awesome, we have $4,293. And then you go spend a bunch of money and all of a sudden you realize you're way in the hole because actually you only had $42.93. So that's why it's important to understand the different values of the digits in a number. All right, I would like you to write these 3 words down. So let's start with writing the word place, and then write this example. Write in 492, in which place is the 9? So the place is where it is located and what we would call it. So we know that the 9 is, and there's no decimal, so we know that the 2 is the ones place, which means the 9 is in the tens place. So we would say that the 9 is in the tens place. So that's what place is the word form of where the number is. And then we have digit, which is the actual number of what's in a certain place that we want to figure out. So if we have 3,157, we want to know what digit is in the hundreds place, or what number is in the hundreds place. So we know that 7 is ones, 5 is tens, 1 is hundreds, and you can definitely be using your green chart if you have it in front of you. And when we do more place value stuff and you have that chart in front of you, that will help as well. But 1 then is the digit in the hundreds place. So we have hundreds place, and then the 1 is the digit. And then lastly, we have value of a digit. So what is the value of the underlined digit? So first of all, this number right here, we would say it as 29,900,710. So the underlined digit, we can see the 1 is in the tens place, and there's only 1 in that place. So 110 would equal 10. And I'm going to show you another number so I can show you a different value. So the value of the 1 would be 10. So let's say we have 461, and we also want to know the value of this digit right here. Well, that's in the tens place, and there's 6 tens, so the value would be 60 because 6 tens is 60. The value of this 4 right here, it's the hundreds. So then there's 400, so the value then would be 400. All right, we're going to do a couple examples of each type of problem that we just did. So identify the place of any given digit. So I would like you to write down just this number, 73,612. And remember, you can pause this video at any time and then unpause it when you're done writing something down. So 73,612, and then we want to know in which place is the 3. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm just going to underline the 3. And the place that the 3 is in is going to be, because we have ones, tens, hundreds, so that's going to be thousands. Remember to use your chart if you have it. I want you to do this problem really quick. Pause me, do it, and then come back and check your answer. So we have 12 hundredths. In which place is the 2? I can see the 2 is 2 after the decimal. So the 1 is tenths, which means the 2 is hundredths. Okay, identify the digit given the place value. If you're feeling comfortable on these, stop me and do both of these problems in your notebook. You can just write down the number and then whatever the digit is, and then unpause me and see if you got them correct. In 83,547, what digit is in the 10,000s place? So I always like to start from the end if I don't have my chart, and so that I make sure I count correctly. So I have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. 10,000s, there's no TH after it, which makes sense because there's no decimal anyways, so then I know it's to the left, and that's going to be an 8. And then in 5 and 79 hundredths, which digit is in the tenths place? I know tenths is right to the right of the decimal, which is 7, so then it's going to be 7. And lastly, we have identifying the value of the digit. So if you feel comfortable and you want to pause me and go ahead and try all 3 of these on your own and then come back and check, feel free. Otherwise, follow along with me in your notebook as I go through them. So our first number is 7,234,487. The 8 is underlined. 8 is in the tens place. So we have 8 tens, which is going to give us 80 as our value for 8. We have 83,205,200. The 3 is underlined. That is in the millions place. And remember to use that chart, or if you don't have it, you can always pause the video and go back and look at the chart. 3 millions then would be written like this. And then we have 352 and, because that decimal point tells me I say and, then 9,382 10,000ths. I say 10,000ths because 2 is in the 10,000ths place. But the 8 is underlined, which is in the thousandths. So we have 8 thousandths, which would then be written as 8 thousandths, just like that. All right, so that sums up place value. So remember that you can go back and rewatch any part of this video that you want to re-listen to or take more notes on, or just rewatch if it was just a little bit confusing. You can do that on any of the videos. And then remember to look back over your notes, make sure that they're neat so that you're able to read them tomorrow in class and use them. And also make sure your notebook is in your backpack so that you have it in class tomorrow to use as well. Have a great day, everyone.